Visual effects have come a long way through the years. Movies always seem to go all out with whatever the latest VFX trick is, even back when they were far from perfect, but they seemed to think they were. To be fair though, 10 years from now, we're probably gonna look back at 2017 movies and laugh at how bad they look. Today we're gonna look at some instances where the CGI turned out pretty well as what the scenes looked like before they got the VFX treatment. Here are 5 amazing before and after Hollywood VFX. If you're new to Screen Rant, you can hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date with our stuff. One interesting thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy movies is that they don't actually shoot them in space. I know, I was surprised too. That means that seemingly almost every shot has to be modified by VFX artists, especially since one of the characters is a talking raccoon and another is a talking tree. And director James Gunn is notorious for making VFX artists do things over and over again until they're perfect. In fact, he even said that one shot for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 took 749 versions to get right. He also said that considering that they have well over 2,000 visual effects shots in the movie, that should give fans a small idea of how much VFX work goes into making it. Luckily, that makes for credits that are super long, and that is how Marvel's able to put so many mid-credit scenes. We're not trying to say it was easy to make the classic 1951 Alice in Wonderland. It definitely wasn't. But in the remake, adding human faces to most of the characters to create these kind of hybrid live/CG creations, as well as adding full-on live characters and fantastical settings, takes a lot of planning. It also probably takes quite a bit of insanity. Looking through the VFX reels gives us an idea of just how insane the process was to plan all these scenes, down to every single shot of Johnny Depp needing to have slightly larger eyeballs, or these crazy motion capture suits for these guys. Pretty much everything in that movie had to be created or enhanced with VFX. The people behind the Harry Potter movies had the daunting task of creating a world where magic could seem real. Obviously, parts of the first movie back in 2001 may seem a little dated now, but when they wrapped up the franchise a decade later, things were getting pretty nuts. The magic that the VFX team was able to create is just, well, magical. Looking at the VFX breakdowns makes you realize that shots you wouldn't even think would have CGI had a ton of CGI. It also makes you realize that Voldemort cosplayers are kind of out of luck, because that nose was done on a computer, not with makeup. Unless you have a tiny nose or are willing to make a big sacrifice, there's gonna be a little bump there. We can't really talk about VFX without talking about the revolutionary work that went into James Cameron's Avatar. James Cameron wanted to make Avatar for years and years, but the technology just didn't exist to bring his vision to life. So he decided to help create the technology himself. That's hardcore dedication. Also probably why he's making like 4 or 5 more of these things. The movie took home Oscars for Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Visual Effects. And it really set a new benchmark for visual effects and motion capture. The world wouldn't accept any Scorpion King level VFX after Avatar. No matter what you thought of the movie, it really changed the game, and even though the second one is set to come out 11 years after the first one, that one's probably gonna change the game all over again too. Furious 7 already had a pretty daunting task ahead of itself in terms of visual effects. Those movies have been getting crazier and crazier throughout the years. This one had luxury cars jumping from skyscraper to skyscraper, but the production had an extra layer of difficulty when the unthinkable happened. The movie's star Paul Walker tragically passed away in a car accident in 2013, and that left the studio and cast and crew with a choice: either rewrite and reshoot the movie, or use VFX to give the actor and character the farewell they deserved. Well, with the help of Paul Walker's brothers stepping in to provide motion capture and references for the remaining scenes they needed to shoot with the character, they managed to finish the movie using CGI models of Walker's face digitally inserted on top of his brother's performances. The result wasn't perfect, but it was pretty damn impressive. And that's it for today's quick list. Let us know in the comments section what you thought of the VFX on these movies, and if there are other movies you'd like to see behind the scenes clips from. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can hit that link to jump over to YouTube and subscribe. Thanks for watching.